You walk into a room, people smile at you, they talk nicely, everything feels normal, but behind the scenes, something else is happening. A silent game, a hidden game, a game of power. Most people don't see it, most people don't understand it, and that's why most people lose. This is the reality explained in the book, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. A book that is not about right or wrong, not about good or bad, but about how power actually works in the real world. Because whether you like it or not, power exists everywhere, in your job, in your relationships, in your social circle. And if you don't understand it, you don't control it. And if you don't control it, someone else will control you. Now here's the truth. Power is not about being strong. It's not about being loud. It's not even about being the smartest person in the room. Power is about control. Control over situations, control over emotions, and control over perception. Because what people think about you matters more than who you actually are. And that's where the first law begins. Never outshine the master. Always make those above you feel superior. If you make your boss feel insecure, if you show that you are smarter, better, or more capable, they will not reward you. They will destroy you, quietly, slowly, without you even realizing it, because power hates competition, especially from those below. Smart people understand this. They shine, but not too much. They win, but they let others feel like winners. Because in the game of power, perception is everything. Now comes another law. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. This sounds strange, but it's true. Friends can betray you out of jealousy, out of ego, out of hidden competition. But enemies, once they become allies, often prove more loyal. Because they have something to prove. They have a reason to stay loyal. And this is how power works. It's not emotional, it's strategic. Now think about this. How often do people talk too much? How often do they reveal everything about themselves? Their plans, their ideas, their weaknesses. And that's why another law says, always say less than necessary. Because the more you speak, the more control you lose. Silence creates power. Mystery creates respect. When people don't fully understand you, they cannot predict you. And when they cannot predict you, they cannot control you. Now here's another truth. Reputation is everything. Guard it with your life. Because once your reputation is damaged, people stop trusting you. And once trust is gone, your power disappears. That's why powerful people protect their image. They control how others see them. Because perception is reality. Not truth, not facts, but perception. And once you understand this, you start playing the game differently. Now let's go deeper. Another law says, court attention at all costs. Because if no one notices you, you don't exist. Attention is power. The more people notice you, the more influence you gain. But attention must be controlled. Not desperate, not loud, but strategic. Powerful people don't beg for attention. They attract it. They create curiosity. They create mystery. They make people wonder, and curiosity pulls people in. Now think about fear, one of the strongest emotions. Powerful people understand fear. They don't always show strength. Sometimes they show unpredictability. Because when people don't know what you will do next, they hesitate. And hesitation gives you control. Now here's the most dangerous part. Power can corrupt. If you don't control yourself, power will destroy you. Many people gain power, but lose everything because they become arrogant, careless, blind. And that's why self-control is the ultimate power, because the moment you lose control over yourself, you lose control over everything else. Now ask yourself, are you playing the game? Or are you being played? Because every interaction, every conversation, every decision has power hidden inside it. And once you start seeing it, you cannot unsee it. You start noticing patterns, behaviors, intentions. And that's when your thinking changes. Because power is not about dominating others. It's about understanding the system. And once you understand the system, you can navigate it, control it, and protect yourself from it. And this is just the beginning. Because in the next part, you will discover even deeper laws, more dangerous truths, and strategies that most people never learn. You discovered that power is hidden everywhere, in people, in conversations, in silence, and now, the deeper game begins. Because once you start understanding power, you realize something uncomfortable. Most people don't control their lives. They are controlled by others, by opinions, by emotions, by invisible forces. And that's where the next laws come in. One of the most important laws says, keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Because predictable people are easy to control. When people know what you will do, they stop fearing you. They stop respecting you. They start using you. But when your actions are unpredictable, when your behavior is not obvious, people hesitate. They think twice. They become careful. And that hesitation gives you power. Now think about this. How often do people try to please everyone? How often do they say yes, even when they want to say no? And that's why another law says, do not commit to anyone. Because the moment you fully commit, you lose flexibility, you lose control. Powerful people keep options open. They don't attach themselves too quickly. They observe, they wait, they move at the right moment, not out of emotion, but out of strategy. Now here's another truth. People are emotional, and emotions are easy to manipulate. Another law says, play on people's need to believe. People want to feel important. They want to feel special. They want to believe in something. And if you can give them that feeling, they will follow you. They will trust you, sometimes without even questioning you. And that's how influence works, not through force, but through emotion. Now let's talk about something dangerous: power and honesty. Many people believe that being completely honest is always the right choice. But in the real world, total honesty can make you vulnerable because not everyone has good intentions. Some people use your honesty against you. And that's why power requires awareness, not lies, but control over what you reveal. Because information is power. And the less people know about you, the more control you have. Now think about time. Most people rush. They react quickly. They make decisions under pressure. And they lose. Because another law says, master the art of timing. Never act in a hurry. Never let others rush you. Because when you are rushed, you are not thinking clearly. And when you are not thinking clearly, you make mistakes. Powerful people wait. They observe. They strike at the perfect moment. Not too early. Not too late. Now here's something deeper. People are attracted to success, but they also secretly hate it. They admire you, but they also envy you. And that's why another law says, avoid appearing too perfect, because perfection creates jealousy, and jealousy creates enemies. Powerful people hide their strengths. They show just enough, but never everything. They win, but they make it look effortless. Now think about control. Not controlling others, but controlling yourself. Because the moment you react emotionally, you lose power. Anger, frustration, desperation. These emotions expose you. They make you predictable. And predictable people are easy to defeat. That's why self-control is one of the greatest forms of power. Now here's another reality. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your energy. And that's why another law says, avoid the unhappy and unlucky. Because emotions spread, negativity spreads, and if you stay around negative people, it will affect your mindset, your decisions, your life. Powerful people choose their environment carefully. They stay around those who elevate them, not those who drain them. Now let's go even deeper. People don't always remember what you say, but they always remember how you made them feel. And that's why power is not about logic, it's about emotion. If you can control how people feel, you can influence how they think. And if you can influence how they think, you can guide their actions. Now ask yourself, are you aware of these games? Or are you just reacting to them? Because every day, people are influencing you, your decisions, your beliefs, your actions. And if you don't see it, you cannot protect yourself from it. But once you understand these laws, everything changes. You start noticing patterns, behaviors, intentions, and slowly, you stop being controlled and start taking control. Because power is not about dominating others. It's about understanding reality and using that understanding wisely. And this is still not the end. Now we reach the final part. And this is where everything becomes clear. Because power is not just about understanding others. It is about understanding yourself. Because the most dangerous enemy you will ever face is not outside. It is inside you, your ego, your emotions, your need to prove yourself, your desire for attention. And if you cannot control these, no amount of power will save you. Because power without control destroys the person who holds it. Now think about history. Kings, leaders, powerful people. Many of them didn't fall because of enemies. They fell because of themselves, because they became arrogant, careless, blind to reality. And that's why one of the most important laws says, never let success get to your head, because the moment you believe you cannot lose, you have already started losing. Power requires awareness, constant awareness of your actions, your environment, and the people around you. Now here's something deeper. The more power you gain, the more people will pretend to support you. But not everyone is loyal. Not everyone is honest. And that's why another law says, always keep your hands clean. Never get directly involved in dirty work. Powerful people stay behind the scenes. They control outcomes without exposing themselves, because once you become the visible target, everyone starts aiming at you. Now think about this. Most people try to fight every battle. They react to everything. They argue, they prove, they defend. And in doing so, they lose energy, they lose focus, they lose control. But powerful people choose their battles carefully. They don't react to everything. They don't waste energy on small conflicts. They stay focused on the bigger picture, because power is not about winning every fight. It's about winning the war. Now here's another truth. People are drawn to confidence, but they are controlled by consistency. If your actions are stable, if your behavior is predictable in the right way, people start trusting you, and trust creates influence. But remember, trust must be managed, not given blindly, because once broken, it is very hard to rebuild. Now let's talk about fear again. Fear is one of the strongest tools of control, but it must be used carefully. Too much fear creates rebellion. Too little fear creates disrespect. And powerful people understand this balance. They know when to be calm and when to be firm. Now here's something that most people ignore. Power is temporary. Nothing lasts forever. Positions change. Situations change. People change. And if you become too attached to power, you become weak, because you start fearing loss, and fear makes you act irrationally. That's why true power comes from independence, the ability to stand alone, the ability to walk away, the ability to not need validation, because the less you depend on others, the more control you have over your life. Now ask yourself, are you chasing power, or are you understanding it? Because chasing power blindly can destroy you, but understanding power can protect you, guide you, and give you an advantage in every area of life. In your career, in your relationships, in your decisions. Because once you see the game, you stop being a victim of it. You stop reacting. You start thinking. You start choosing. And that is where real power begins. Not in controlling others, but in controlling yourself. Because in the end, the person who has control over their mind, their emotions, and their actions is the most powerful person in the room. And that is the final truth. Power is not something you show. It is something you become. Slowly, silently, strategically. If you want to understand how power really works and protect yourself from being controlled, make sure you subscribe to Books Audiofi. because the next video might change the way you see people forever.